let's talk. Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you ready? How are you? Isn't this the most basic questions for all conversation starters across all mediums? Messaging, telephone, emails, letter writing, for everything. How are you? A three-word sentence or a question is the most common thing. But why is it that we find it so difficult to answer such a simple question? And I know what you end up answering most of the times. I'm fine. Thank you. Now, let's imagine this, okay? It's Monday and I ask you, hi, how are you? I'm fine. Tuesday, hello, how are you? I'm fine. Wednesday, how are you? I'm fine. Isn't it getting a little boring? Of course it is, but I have come up with an exciting and most creative session for today, which is answering the question, how are you? And in the most creative way. So let's get started. This is me, Meera, starting a very creative session for you today. Let's get started with our first very answer. Let's just imagine it's a Monday, okay? And your colleague or your teacher asks you, hi Jill, how are you? You can say, I'm gearing up for the week. Thank you. How are you? Now, wouldn't someone feel very enthusiastic after listening to your answer? Absolutely. So try using this. Let's move on to the next sentence. Hi, how are you? I had a great weekend with my family, so I'm happy. How are you? Maybe you had a great weekend and that's why you're just happy. Now I know that it is not always possible to be very true or truthful about answering this question, but you can always try to be creative, right? So moving on. Hi, how are you? Well, same old, same old. Maybe you're someone who has a very monotonous life and probably you have been working on the same project every day for the past 2 months. How would you express yourself? How are you? Same old, same old. That's how it is. Never mind, we have more brilliant and creative ways to answer. Moving on. How are you, Nick? Hi, I'm feeling grateful for this weather. Thank you. How are you? Maybe it is really a brilliant day outside. The sun is shining, the temperature is very good, you're feeling very good about everything. And you can be so much as to be grateful to Mother Nature, and you can express that you're grateful, isn't it? Now, let me ask you guys, did you notice how I'm thanking someone who is asking me how am I? Not just that, I'm also asking the same question in return. Now, why is that? Well, guys, it is always a great sign of personality. It shows that you're not always self-involved. You're being respectful, you're being reciprocative, and you must always ask the question, how are you in return when someone asks you? Will you remember that? Make it a point. Wonderful. Moving on. Imagining myself. Well, I'll tell you something. If yesterday you would have asked me, how am I would have told you, I'm imagining myself somewhere far away on the beach. I know what you're thinking. Well, there are some times when you're literally sitting in front of your laptop or on your desk and imagining yourself somewhere far away in a beautiful weather and camping away to glory. Well, at that time, you can always tell someone what are you feeling or imagining. I'm imagining myself far away on the beach. What are you imagining? Tell me on the comment section below. Let's move on. How are you, Nick? Hi, I have been better. What does that tell? It tells that you have had better days. Probably if someone asks me while I'm on the beach, I would say I'm happy. But take me away from there and I will tell you I have been better. Are you getting it? Great. Let's move on. Trying to stay alive. Well, guys, there are days when you're really exhausted mentally and physically and you're tired. And in the middle of that day, someone asks you, hey, how are you? You can tell them, hey, hi, I'm just trying to stay alive. How about you? And that person will understand that you're really, really tired and you have expressed yourself appropriately, right? Okay. Better now that you're here. Well, I'll tell you how you can express this. Hi, how are you? I am better now that you are here. Maybe that person is someone who really makes you laugh, who brings a smile on your face. Isn't that really sweet when you tell that person that you're better now that that person is there? It's sweet, right? I know. Let's get moving. How are you? I'm wondering how you are. Guys, it is always a very, very safe and a very smart way to ask the same question in return as an answer. And that is how we do it. Let me ask you, how are you? You can say, I'm wondering how you are. Now, the ball is in my court. Great? Okay. We have the next one right there. Do you want the short or long story? Well, try to use this particular answer, especially with probably a friend or a family member or someone who's really close to you. Otherwise, you can just sound too rude to someone. Let's see how you can put it in a sentence. Hey, how are you? Do you want the short or the long story? Maybe you can actually express how you are by telling them a full long story of what has happened to you. Right? Okay. Moving on to I am ready for tomorrow. Well, now imagine it's a Wednesday and you have a presentation next morning. And today your colleague or your friend asks you, hi, how are you? You can say, I'm ready for tomorrow with enthusiasm, with great spirit, and that colleague or friend of yours or probably your boss will understand how happy you are, how prepared you are, and will be ready himself. Okay? Okay then, let's move on. Give me a chocobar and I will be fantastic. All you chocolate lovers out there, this is made for you. Well, now there are times when all you're thinking of is a chocobar or a chocolate or an ice cream or a piece of cake. Well, you can actually put it in a sentence. When someone asks you, how are you? Let's see how you do that. Hey Smith, how are you? Well, give me a chocobar and I will be fantastic. Probably you've been working a lot and just thinking about it. Well, now you can say it. Isn't this getting really, really awesome? I know. Moving on to another example. Hi, how are you? Hello. I could go for a massage right now, really. Again, a very, very nice way to express how tired you are by actually answering it in a sentence or for a question, which is, how are you? How are you? I could go for a spa right now. Isn't this great? Okay. In need of some peace. There is so much chaos sometimes. Probably there is a construction going on next to your building, or there is some work that is going on right next to your office, and you are really, it is getting chaotic for you. And all you need is peace. How would you answer? How are you? In need of some peace and quiet. In need of some peace and quiet. Here you can add spa. All right? Okay, moving on. We're moving from Monday to Friday. Okay? Want to get away. Now, by now, you are so happy that it's Friday and the weekend is right next day. How happy would you feel? First of all, you would feel, thank God it's Friday. But when someone asks you, how are you? You can say, I want to get away. Do you want to join? Isn't this a really funky way to answer? I know. Try it the next time. How are you? I want to get away. Do you want to join? This actually means for a trip or for a vacation. Trip or vacation. Another one, when it's Friday and it's Friday evening, you can actually use this. Let's see how. Hey, how are you? Hi, I cannot wait for the weekend. Probably you have already made plans with your friends, family, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you're excited and thrilled about it. And that is when you answer, can't wait for the weekend. Superb. And now we are on our favorite day right here, which is, you guessed it right, when you are actually living the best day of the weekend, you can always reply or message back or answer the phone call and tell your friend, loving the lazy Sunday. All you're doing is what on a Sunday? Eat, sleep, drink, repeat. And that is what Lazy Sunday is all about. Do you agree with me? I know, it is wonderful. Well, now that you have so many ways, in creative ways, in varieties of the way you can answer the question, how are you? What I want you to do is write in the comment section below as to how are you feeling right now. I will be waiting for your comments. Well, this is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this session and I hope that you have found new ways to answer this question, and I know that you will use any of these. If you have any more creative ones, please write it to me in the comment section below. I will be waiting eagerly for your comments. I'm going to see you very soon right here with a great new topic. Until then, this is me, Meera, signing off. Bye.